Hello everybody and welcome to this slightly different video. Today we're going to analyse my race from the British Cycling Race Series. I check out the analytics after most streams, and what I tend to find is those people that watch the stream after the fact, they kind of watch the start, they watch the finish, and that's about it. So rather than having to look for the stream, find the stream and skim through it, I thought I'd just package it into a short video for you to watch and analyse my race, talk about what I do and don't like about races, and just shoot the breeze with you. So 55 seconds to go, sat in the pen. First tip I've got for anybody who's starting out in Zwift racing, well, I've got two tips actually. First tip, try and get into the pen as early as possible. As you'll see when I finished faffing around on my my computer here, just checking my weight and my height, what you'll find is I'm about 10 riders deep in this pen. You can look at all those riders in front of me. So before the race even begins, I've got a small little race in the fact that I've got to get to the front. If I get left behind, stuck behind somebody who's not ready and not committed to the start of a Zwift race, then I'm going to see myself out the back quicker than you can say Zwift race. So 10 seconds ago, I'm already realising that I've got to put a big effort in here. You've always got to put a big effort in a Zwift race, but particularly here. And particularly because of the way Zwift are setting these races up. So you can see there, we've got the 4 pens in the top corner there, and what you'll see is the B riders have just come out of there, then all of a sudden we're infiltrated by A riders. So if you're a D, C, B or A rider, you're all racing and all setting off at the same time, which just causes mass confusion within your race. And it's one of my pet peeves when it comes to these races. Like, literally a minute difference between them would make all the difference in the world, because then we wouldn't get caught up with the A race. Because what you're going to find out here and what you're going to see here is a bunch of really strong B riders who should be A riders, but their egos won't allow it to happen because, ooh, they might not win a race. So you've got these really strong B riders who clearly should be in the A group, sitting on the front, smashing it to pieces. You can see there, up above there, sorry. It's the B riders that are setting the pace. The B riders are pushing the pace, and it's the A riders who are just sat in there, laughing at them, saying, this is a warm-up gear, mate. But the Bs are like, bop, 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 full gas. And what you tend to find out is, when it eventually all breaks up, the A riders are off the front anyway. Those riders in the B group who should be in the A group, they're at the front of the B. So essentially, the B race is over for anybody who's a normal B category rider, which I kind of find myself in, especially when it comes to a race like this with the climbs that are in it. So it's really frustrating to have every group set off at the same time, but you know, what are you going to do about it, eh? The idea for me is always to dig in and work as hard as I can in this first 5 minutes, because I know this is where you can make some places up without really trying in the later stages, because there's Bs going out the back now and it's just making it easier. It's just a war of attrition, some might say. So the idea is just to try and stay with the right moves. You can see Ed Lav right there. So 1.5 kilometers in, and Ed is just making his way to the front. So he and the good A riders clearly aren't that fussed about this pace and can make the way to the front. If someone said to me now, make your way to the front, Pritch, I might get another 5 places in front of me before I get shelled out the back again. You can see just behind me over here is the graph, and it's literally just red everywhere, and still I'm making no ground up whatsoever. So this course is the Innsbruck course. It's the short Innsbruck course around the Innsbruck town. No major climbing in it apart from the leg snapper, which is around a 45 to 55 second effort. You can see already that this group is splitting. The group behind me is split, and I know if I was in that group now I'd be annoyed, but this group as well is starting to split. So I'm concentrating on this first couple of minutes just to give you an idea of just how hard and tough a Zwift race is, and it's just accentuated by the fact that every group has gone together. If you're a C rider, D rider here, you'd just be soul destroyed by how hard this pace is. I know I was. So here we go. We've got a group of 5 in front of me, and I can see that we've lost a wheel. So here is where I decide that I've got to go across. If I don't, then I may never see that front group again. I'm probably never going to see it again. But I want to try and pick up as many Bs to drop back with me as possible. So you can see that there's A couple of A's at the back of that one. And I do this all on my own. We're up to about 500. I think we almost hit 600. Yeah, we do hit 600 watts. Heart rate's at 172. And I realise I've got to get across here or I'm screwed, because I know what's going to happen on the leg snapper. And I want to try and get in a group of as many Bs as I can from this front group, because I think that's where the B result will come from. I'm not counting those riders who can stay with the A group. Whoever that was, thank you very much. But there we go. I made the bridge, but as soon as I made it, I can see here, oh, hold on one second, there's a bit of a gap here. We hit this descent, you can see the front is already going around that bend, and then there's a gap. And then I knew that was it. I knew this was as good as it was going to get. We've got A riders behind me. I mean, that shouldn't really be happening. And a shed load of B riders, just clearly in the wrong category. Leave your comments down below. What do you think to this category situation? How can we sort it out? What can we do? A point system? Yeah, a point system. What else could we potentially do? So there we go. I found myself in a group of 5 riders. A couple of Bs, the majority of them A riders. So hopefully I'm going to get a bit of respite here. I'm going to be able to recover, because I have been on the rivet. We're only 5 minutes into this race and already I am struggling. Heart rate's way up, higher than it should be, higher than I'd like it to be. And you can see that the graph there, it's just gone red, 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 got worse and worse and worse and worse. And then eventually we come down to like zone 3, zone 4, where I can hopefully, as long as we're under about 280, I can get a little bit of recovery in here. So you can see I'm just assessing as well what's behind us, what groups are coming. There's no point trying to really fend off a group at this point. The better idea would be, like we have done here, and not by choice, not because we chose to do it, but the group behind us caught us. It swelled our group, which helped with the blob effect and speeding us up. But you can see that group came through at a fair rate of knots, and actually got donation as well. Actually started to kick us out the backwards 5 riders, so we had to work a little bit harder just to pick the pace up and get back on level terms with them. So coming around this left-hander, then we're going to go around a bit of a chicane, and then we're onto the leg snapper for the first time. We're not covering that whole race here, but for me, the first 5 minutes of a Zwift race is so important. It's similar to a cross race, similar to a crit. You've got to be on the gas, you've got to be on the ball, you've got to get your warm-up. I know some people don't take them too seriously, but you know, you want to do as well as you can. You want to try and beat as many people as you can. Here we go, 30-kilometer sign, and boom, we're onto the leg snapper. Max is out. I don't know exactly. Let's have a find out here. We're at 8% now. And then the idea here is push, keep pushing, and then just start easing up just a tiny bit to see what happens. Am I going backwards? Am I going forwards? Or am I just maintaining my position? And right now, it doesn't look too bad. You can see that the whole front group has started to just line out on this climb. So hopefully, again, what we're going to do is pick some riders up that are dropping off the back there, and we can swell our group and try and keep it as quick as possible, which will keep us as close as we can be to that front group and keep us as far away as possible from those groups that are going to form behind us. But you can see the A riders already down on the descent, going into that left-hander, then turning right down into the town. One thing you've got, I think, where do we max out there? 8%? One thing you've got to do here, make sure you always do, like I'm doing here, pressing up over the crest. So I'm still on the rivet, I'm still at 400 watts, and it's not until just after that zebra crossing that I decide to try and just get a little bit of respite, but then realise that wheels are going. Wheels are going. So there you can see I get dropped, but I get formed into a group, and then that group catches up with a few more. And then there's a little group in front of us, which I do believe we eventually catch. They just sit out in front of us. A couple of Bs, a couple of A's in that. And right at this point here, we've got 1 lap to go. I know that I'm going to be coming home with this group. Probably, like, potentially there could be a group that catches us from behind, but we suck up another A rider and kick him out the back, and there is a group chasing us, and there's a slightly bigger group in front of us. So kick out another A rider, and that B group is just getting away from us up front. So what we'll probably do is catch a few stragglers from that. But as you turn around this right-hander and then go down here, just slowed it down here. Because on this course, this Innsbruck course, this part always catches me out. I don't know why, I don't know if it's my lack of concentration or what it is, but this road to me looks flat. So when I see a flat road, I automatically start to pedal a little bit easier. But if you look at the top left corner, right corner, whichever way you're watching it, there's a slight gradient to it, it's 2%. And if you're not paying attention, if you're not pressing on those pedals, you will get dropped here without fail. I've done it at least 10 times on this course. It frustrates me every time I do it, because you can see just on the horizon, it just starts to drop off. So you think you're already on a descent, so you think it shouldn't be that hard to pedal and keep up with these people. That group behind us has now caught us, but it's fine. So yeah, just be aware of that part. If there's any other parts on this course, apart from obviously the leg snapper, that you feel like you get dropped on, or you've got a little bit of secret knowledge about, then make sure you leave it down in the comments. But again, coming around to the leg snapper for the second time, I'm at the back of the group. Ideally, I'd like to be at the front, but I know everyone's tired here. I know everyone's tired. One good indication of how tired people are, or who's tired around you, is how quickly they hit those power-ups. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... We've got around 6 power-ups, 7 power-ups. I mean, burrito, who cares about that? 7 power-ups, maybe 8 power-ups, say. So you've got 8 riders who are trying to make it as easy as possible, as quick as possible for themselves. And that means one thing to me. They are tired. Now, if I had a power-up here, a featherweight, what I'd be doing is looking to try and nail it as late as possible. Because that's going to tell everybody, I don't need no power-up to get up here. I've got this far without it, and I'm just going to hit it just because. No, I don't need the advantage of it, but it's going to assist me over the top and over the crest, and people are going to think, right, this guy's feeling strong. So just bear that in mind. If you are one of those people that likes to hit that power up at the bottom of the climb, just wait a minute. Just hold back. Just try and work. Just try and work, because you're eventually going to have to work once your power up's gone. So just work as hard as you can up until the point you can't anymore. If you need to hit that power up, hit it. But if you don't and you can save it, then it's going to make you look a hell of a lot stronger. So I make it up to the top. Same again, over that crest, just keeping that gas on. I was at over 500 watts there. Sure, a small group of 4 riders actually got up the road, and there was a couple of riders that we actually ended up catching here, just in front of us, swelling our group once again. So we came into the finish with a fairly sizable group, caught another couple of riders there, got a little subscription, then coming into 900 metres to go, I just forced myself to the front. I was a little bit annoyed at this. I even commented in the stream that I'd got myself to the front too quickly, in that I wasn't expecting it to kind of slow up and me press on as much as I did. So I allow everybody to come back round me thinking, I've got plenty of time here. Still 600 metres to go. I think I just got a little bit eager, because as soon as you see the finish line, we're on the straight now to the finish line. You know, you've got to make sure you position yourself at the front. Someone smashed a burrito, and then all of a sudden that boy there hit that aero. So as soon as they hit that aero, I knew that this sprint was starting. We were down to 300 metres. He just hit that aero, and everyone started speeding up. I decided to hit my aero. I knew I was under 300 metres to go, and I can just about hold a 300 metre sprint, especially at the power that we've been pushing out. I knew I was pretty safe with that sprint. I hit a new 5-second PB in that final sprint. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. I won the sprint from that group. Yay! But still only 141st. So it was a good race. It was a hard race. One thing that does annoy me, like I've said before, is the fact that everyone's setting off together. We need to change that, even if it's just by a minute. And also the fact that there was more than just British riders in it. It's the British Cycling Race Series. I'd like to see disqualification. I don't mind. I don't care. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not done already, and also hit that notification bell so you know when we go live with our live streams. Hit the like button for that poor old man there. He's bloody tired. Eesh.